Hi, mommies. This is Tanya, Noor's mom. So, today we're going to speak about the most daunting topic of all, sleep regressions. So, what is a sleep regression? Sleep regression is nothing but it's a phase where your baby's sleep pattern is disturbed, either due to a growth spurt, or their brain is developing, or they are reaching a developmental milestone, which can be either physical or mental. So, uh, sleep regressions are usually they last for about 2 to 4 weeks. And what happens in sleep regressions is that if your baby was sleeping well, earlier for longer stretches, suddenly the baby starts waking up multiple times at night. The baby is more fussy. The baby doesn't want to nap in the day. And it's difficult to put the baby back to sleep once the baby wakes up, and the baby becomes very cranky or fussy during the day. So, these are the signs of a sleep regression. Now, they are very common, they are a good sign. So, it's a good thing that it's happening to your baby because that means that the baby is learning a new skill. So, they are usually temporary in nature. So there are the fourth month regression, eighth month, 12th month, 18th month, and 24th months. There are five types of regression. But only the changes that happen after the fourth month regression, the first one, are permanent. But for the rest, they are temporary. Now, uh, let's talk about the fourth month regression. So that's the first regression that comes, and new parents are not aware of it, and it all just comes up suddenly, and we don't know how to handle it. So your baby is sleeping very peacefully, and you've been boasting around that, oh, my baby sleeps at night, and then we can sleep peacefully. But suddenly, it all goes in the bin, and she starts waking up every 2 hours. Uh, from even during nap time, the moment you put her down in the crib, she'll wake up and then she'll refuse to go back to sleep. So all these things start happening at the fourth month. So now, what happens is that during the fourth month mark, the baby is trying to learn a new skill, which is rolling over. So the baby's brain is working to learn that skill. So the baby practices during the day. But the baby is not fully able to roll over. So there's this stress and anxiety in the baby's brain. And that is actually what triggers that sleep disturbance at night. Because in the brain, the baby is still practicing. Because the baby has still not rolled over. So usually when that milestone is achieved by them or it's near to achieving, that's the time when the regression ends. So the time when the baby has learned that skill, that's the time the regression will end. It will go on from 2 to 4 weeks. Sorry. Uh, so it's different for everyone, and there might be also a chance that your baby might not get it at the same time as my baby. So please don't compare. Don't worry. It'll happen to everyone. It's a very normal process. And you can't do anything to stop it. So stop asking me that what can you do to avoid regressions. It's a good thing. You need that to happen to your baby. So, since that's the first suggestion and it's pretty permanent, so permanent in the sense that whatever, so that's the time when your baby's sleep cycles are also maturing. So, whatever change is going to come in your baby's sleep cycle after the fourth month regression will stay till a long time. But for the other regressions, it's temporary. It will go away in those 2 to 4 weeks. So now I'll give you an example. Like Noor used to nap before the fourth month regression very easily in her crib. And then when the fourth month regression hit us, she stopped napping on her own. She wanted me to hold her for naps. And that also I explored by trial and error method. So instead of fighting it off, and keep on trying to put her in the crib and then she would wake up again, I started holding her for her naps, and I made peace with it. How? I started watching TV at that time, or I started doing Instagram. That's the time actually I actually started my blog. So yeah, that's how I made peace with it. But you've got to make peace with things. So this is one change that still there that she still needs to be held for her naps because she wakes up if I put her down, and I'm okay with it. And why I don't put her down is because if I just to give myself those 30 minutes or 1 hour of free time, if I put her down, she'll wake up, and then she won't sleep, so her day sleep will get interrupted, which will affect her night sleep. So I don't want that to happen, because then the baby gets overtired and it's even more difficult to put the baby to sleep. So I make that sacrifice. I stay that with her during those 2 to 3 hours during the day, and ensure that she's well rested the entire day so that she can have a good night's sleep. So what did I do during the 4th month regression? As I told you, I stuck to my routine. I stuck to it. Whatever routine we were following of nap time, feeding time, I stuck to it. Like I told you, if that was nap time and she was not napping, I used to hold her with me. I used to bridge her nap so that I ensure that those timings are still matched, so that once it's over, we can get back to the same routine. It was very difficult. I used to rock her for hours, bridge her naps, but I pulled through, and it really works because after it's over, you smoothly come back to your old routine, and there's no more chick chick, regarding that. She was fussy, she was cranky. That's the time I also started using the pacifier more because it actually pacified her. I followed her routine. Then I tried to, keep her close to me, as close to me as possible, because that soothes the baby. And I made peace with it, and I told myself that okay, I'm going to wake up because I want my baby to sleep in the crib at night. And if I want to do that, I have to put in those extra hours, put in that extra effort to, bridge her naps, hold her, all of those things. So that's how I did it, and it passed. But yeah, as I told you, some changes are permanent, like she still wants to be held for her naps. Now let's come to the next regression, the 8th month. But before that, some people say that the 6 month regression, even I used to feel that, but no, I was wrong. The 6 month regression is actually not a regression, it's a growth spurt. So the baby is growing that time, and their hunger increases, and we don't realize that. And that's probably the reason why they wake up so often at night. So if you're going through that, try and increase their feeds. Now, 8th month is another big regression. Happens from 2 to 4 weeks. Now, this is the time when the baby is learning to crawl or stand up. So again, they are learning a new skill. Until they master it, they will keep on disturbing you at night, and their sleep will also get disturbed. At the 12th month mark, some babies start to walk. Sorry, at the 8th month mark, there's also language skill development. So with the crawling and standing up, they are also learning language. So until and unless all of that gets absorbed in them, they will continue to trouble you. 12th month, some babies start walking. So that's the time when the baby is taking the step towards walking. So again, that regression is there. Then we have the 18th month regression. So what happens in that is that now the baby is a toddler. Uh, this is the time where babies are, if they haven't walked, they're again walking, or they have this separation anxiety um that makes them, wake up multiple times at night. Then at 24 months, now your baby is not a baby, is a toddler, independent. She can say no, she can say yes, she can eat this if she likes, if she doesn't, she won't. So, and that's also the time when baby have night wakings, night terrors, bad dreams, and suddenly they wake up and they start crying. So, those are the changes that happen during the 24th month regression. So, all in all, if your baby is having a growth spurt or is learning a new skill, there will be changes in his sleep. So, don't worry about it. Push through it, be prepared for it, and ask your partner to help you out in it. Take turns and make sure you have a routine in place. Uh, Also, I would say that, for all of you who ask me that we're not able to create a routine, what to do, uh, please make this effort. Try to gauge your baby's natural cues of sleeping. and try to form a log, start writing down what your baby does at what time, and then enforce those times again and again and again without any miss. And also, the last thing I would say is during these sleep regressions, please prevent your baby from becoming overtired. If try to catch their early signs of sleepiness, like rubbing their eyes or they're just staring. Uh, don't wait till the baby's yawning or fussy, because then is the time when the baby's overtired, and then you won't be able to put her down to sleep. So her night sleep will be compromised, and then the day sleep will be compromised. So that becomes a vicious circle. So be aware of the awake times of babies. So like initially in the beginning, when the baby's around newborn to 2 3 months, the baby should be only awake for 45 minutes to 1 hour, 30 to 1 hour, I would say, like 30 minutes newborn, and then as you progress towards 3 months, and then 3 to 6 months around 1.5 hours, and around 6 months 2 2.5 hours. So adhere to these awake times. The moment the clock reaches say 2 2.5 hours, like right now at 6 months, she should be sleeping, and if she's not, then you're gonna have a problem at night. So that is all about sleep regressions. Be strong. I know it's very tough, especially the fourth month, because it's the first time for you and for the baby. But it's all going to be worth it at the end, and just push through it. So that's about it. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you. Bye bye.